Yo, what's good, YouTube? What is today? Today is push day. Just getting a meal in. You know, sometimes you gotta bring your meal on the road. Sometimes you gotta eat it cold. You know, it's cold, straight from the fridge. Brought it in my lunchbox. You know, sometimes you gotta eat a meal cold. We don't eat for taste around here. We eat for a purpose, okay? So I wrote up a whole new routine for my off season, or my bulk, whatever you want to call it. But basically I'm going to be doing push-pull legs, same thing, rest, push-pull legs. But the first 3 days I'm going to be working on progressive overload and lower rep sets, you know, heavier, harder, to push myself for the first push-pull legs. Then the second push-pull legs is going to be more tapered towards volume and pump. I'm getting a pump, you know, getting blood in the muscle, getting blood flow, you know. My last leg day, the video before this, it was a pump leg day, and I was doing like 15 to 20 reps, not sets, that'd be ridiculous, but 15 to 20 reps on the leg press, you know, slow, controlled, just working, getting a pump. I think that would be better in the long run, to do 3 progressive overload days and then 3 pump days, where I work on getting a pump and I do higher reps and less weight. It'd be better for the joints. I'll be able to progress easier, be able to recover easier. So that's the plan for this off season. In this off season, I'm going to be consuming a lot of fruits, a lot of sauerkraut, a lot of kimchi. We're really going to dial in the digestion for this off season. You know, I don't want to get fat like I did last time. You know, I put on a good amount of muscle, but I didn't need to add 40 pounds of weight. You know, because then it was just more difficult to get off. So we're going to stay lean and slowly progress in weight, and yeah, that's the plan for 24 weeks. Pretty much half a year is going to be my bulk. I'm going to get a little puffy. You know, it happens. You put on fat when you're in a surplus, but you know, my jawline's not going to look like this probably. But whatever. It's worth it to add the muscle tissue and the grow. So, yeah. But I'm gonna eat this meal. Obviously I'm working, so I'm in a GV right now. This thing's pretty nice. It has like the autopilot, so not driving the GV and doing video. So for anyone watching, I'm not driving. I'm parked at a gas station eating my meal. But forgot to say real quick, 4 things I'm going to be working on during this bulk that non-negotiable. Okay, sleep, getting to bed early every night. I'm going to get off my phone an hour before bed, do something boring before bed, like read, and work on my sleep, get good sleep this whole bulk. And then diet, I already talked about my diet a little bit. I'm going to be eating more fruits, more foods that help with digestion. Training, we just talked about my new training, so training's gonna be locked in, dialed in. And then 4th is stress, cortisol. Okay, I'm cutting out all negative energy, anything. Okay, no negativity. I'm cutting out all that shit. If you come to me with negative shit, I'm out. Don't talk to me. I'm not trying to raise my freaking cortisol and be stressed out. My body's already going to be under a bunch of stress from training, eating a lot, you know. So any unnecessary stress will be removed, eliminated. I'm not going to deal with it because it doesn't help anything at all. So I'm not even going to put myself in those situations to where I can add unnecessary stress in my life or negativity. I'm just going to focus on one thing, and one thing that I want to achieve in my goal. So anything that comes in the way of that, gone. You know, like Jay Cutler said, you know, don't call me with no negative shit. Don't text me with no negative shit. I'm not in the mood for that. And it doesn't help at all. It makes things worse. So lift heavy, love everyone, and train hard. Peace.